Alright, today we're going to be looking at 3 decks from Nintendo. I'm going to be using my playing card rubric. If you haven't seen that video, you can check it out at the link up here. Let's go ahead. These decks are actually going to be, there's going to be a lot of similarities between them. The boxes are all the same. The box for each of these decks is just clear plastic. Nothing fancy going on here. It does say Nintendo on the back here in plastic. So that is all just 2 points. Nothing else goes into it. And then the material for these cards, so I mentioned this actually in my rubric video about the quality of these cards. Material is very strange to me. It is paper, but it feels very thin. Like a normal playing card, you don't dare like bend too much, and I feel like I could bend these and it's just very thin material, but it's pretty sure it's not 100% plastic, like waterproof, so I'm very worried about handling these cards. Like, they're smooth paper, so there's like no grip to them. I just don't like the material it's made of. It's hard to handle. So I'm just going to give it the 1 point smooth paper, but I'm also, this is the item on my rubric that I made for these cards, is that it's thin cardstock. It feels just like it could be easily torn, so it is losing half a point for that. The backs are kind of important because this is where differences start to happen. Let's go ahead and remove the boxes here. So the backs, as you can see, Mario here, he's got the best what you can get here. He has a pattern made of pictures. Basically, you can see that Mario is there on the back. There we go. There's a good reflection picture here. You can see Mario on the back. You can tell, or you can't tell, if a card is right side up, upside down, based on the back, because it is the same either way. So then we take a look at something like Zelda over here. If you've got a mixture of cards right side up, upside down, you may not be able to tell when you're holding them, looking at their faces, but looking at the back of them, you know, there's going to be that difference. So that, same with the Splatoon, it is also going to be a picture, which earns it only 3 points instead of 4. Now for the I guess most important part, the faces. So I'm going to go in this order here. These decks, they do come with, I don't know what this, they all come with this written out paper, I don't know, some kind of authenticity something. Maybe they're actually, I think they may be game rules. They've got some cards over here. I don't really know what this is for. I haven't tried to understand it, but it's all in Japanese, so good luck with that. They all do come with their own jokers, so that's nice. Good that they have that. The playing cards themselves, as I fan through them here, they use the standard bicycle suits and pips as a base, and then they all do have unique royal cards for sure. But as I go through here, each card also has a random different image on it. So it's not just, here, let me move this out of the way here. It's not just standard playing cards. They've all got this little something different on every card. So instead of calling these picture cards, I am going to call them standard cards. They do have unique royal cards. Every Jack, Queen, and King of the Mario deck is the same, so every King's going to be this Mario. There aren't any different poses or anything. That is 1.2 for the unique royal cards. They are not unique colors. It is red and black on white. But I am going to give it the additional background pictures on pip cards. That's what I'm going to call these little pictures on here. So if we speed this up a bit, you can see what all the cards look like. And this deck is also featured in the new Clubhouse games on Switch. You can unlock these playing cards basically to be used in all the card games. But that gives this deck a total of 10.7 out of 20, which is 53.5 out of 100, which is just over an average deck. Now we move on to the Zelda deck. You've got your jokers, which are Tingle, and then as we go through here, it's kind of the same story. You've got a random object, I guess you could say, for one of the pips on every card. However, this deck also has the pips have this little design inside them with the Triforce. Each different suit has it. Like the diamonds look like that, and the spades look like that. Hearts. I'm not going to give this deck custom colors because it's still red and black on white by definition, but I am going to give it unique pip cards. Basically, normally I hold this up to a silhouette test. Like, the silhouette of this is still the same as a normal pip, you could argue. But I think the intricate design inside it does make up for that. Otherwise, most cards I don't give it to them because it's just altered colors. But this is more than just an altered color, so I'm going to give it the 1.3 for that. These cards also are themed for each suit. So if you didn't notice, these are themed towards Skyward Sword, and that goes with the royal cards. And then the diamonds are styled like Ocarina of Time. So like all the items will be from that game. Not that every item is unique to that game, but you get the picture. The spades are styled like the original Legend of Zelda on NES. That includes the royal cards, and then the hearts are styled like Wind Waker. So you've got all the interesting things from that game. So that gives this deck a total of 11 out of 20 and 55 out of 100. And that is actually going to be the highest of the three by just a bit. I mean, it's 1.5 points higher, mostly because of that designs on the pips. But let's go ahead and take one last look at these Splatoon cards. You got your two jokers like there, and then I'm going to give it unique colors. It's not red and black on white. It's got black backgrounds, but also it has that unique object in for one of the pips on every card. And if you're familiar with Splatoon, these are all symbols that are used within the game. You got characters on the royal cards, which are all different. So each of these symbols can be tied to something in the game, whether it's a brand or a icon for like power-ups and such. But that is going to give this deck an extra point. So the Splatoon deck is a 10.7 out of 20, which is 53.5 out of 100. And so to review once again, these decks are pretty similar, but they do have slight differences which give them different points. And so 53.5, 55, and another 53.5 according to my rubric. If you haven't already subscribed, you can get notified of future videos as they come out. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.